In this video, we're going to talk about how you can stand out from the crowd and stay ahead of your competition. So, in a crowded market, you have many businesses that are selling overwhelming choices of similar products and services. So, we're dealing with too many products with almost identical features, too many services that are virtually interchangeable with their competitors. Staying ahead of your competition is much harder if you're considered a commodity. So, a product or service becomes a commodity when lots of other companies are offering something similar. So, you lose your competitive advantage. When similar products or services become widely available, companies usually lower their prices as competition increases. When businesses compete by lowering their prices, it creates a downward pressure for competitors in the same category. You don't really want to participate in this. This is called a race to the bottom, and the company that wins it loses big because you're just discounting way too much. So, reducing your prices is not the solution. To stay ahead of the competition, you need to stand out from the crowd. The most common mistake for service based businesses is that they try to differentiate their actual services. This doesn't work. I mean, it can work for a little bit, but not really. So, let me give you an example. For example, some dentist would differentiate their dental services by saying, "Oh, we'll do your dental procedures without pain." Well, think about it. Who else can do that? Everyone, right? So it's the same thing for chiropractors, for plastic surgeons, for lawyers, every other kind of service. They can say the same thing, and you have to remember this, especially online, but even offline. Anything that can be copied will be copied. So let's talk about the problems with selling tangible products and intangible services. And stay with me until the end, because what we're going to try to do here is we're going to try to solve two difficult problems. For example, for services that are intangible, that's usually very difficult to solve. And then we're going to layer that with the other problem of being a commodity. Okay. And if you miss some aspect of this, you're not going to get what I'm trying to teach you. Okay, so let's do a little recap of the difference between marketing products and marketing services. I created a previous video about it, but I'll do just a brief summary just in case you didn't watch it. So, product marketing is simple. It's a lot simpler than service marketing because potential customers can usually see, touch, smell, taste, or directly experience tangible products. They're usually physical. All right. So for example, if you're shopping for clothes, you can touch the clothing, you can feel the fabric, you can try it on. Same thing, for example, with purses, shoes, you can try them on. If you get hungry during shopping, for example, you want to stop for a cookie or coffee, you can taste that, you can smell it. Let's say you want to buy a car, you can test drive that car and you can experience that new car smell, right? So it's an experience. When you're promoting products, you have to focus on promoting the features and benefits of your products. But you can do even better than that because most people will stop at either features or benefits. You should include emotional benefits of buying. So, what I mean by that, for example, an emotional benefit of buying a nice, expensive car is higher status. All right. The emotional benefit of buying a product for beauty or something to enhance someone's appearance is less shame. Okay? People are lack confidence in a lot of things, or they're ashamed about certain features. So if you have a product that's a shame killer, you probably have a winner. Okay? And so strategies that people use, you can offer free trials so you can experience your product, you can offer discounts, and of course, you should offer a guarantee so that if something goes wrong, they know that you are going to fix the problem. So, marketing services is different. It can be very challenging because you're marketing an intangible service, and your prospects can't touch, can't see them, can't feel them, can't taste or smell your services. So, for example, when you're dealing with physicians, they pretty much look alike, right? You have same looking physicians for dermatology. If you have skin conditions, for example, if you're dealing with a specialist, a heart surgeon, they kind of look alike for something so important, right? So it makes it even more scary for people to make a decision and purchase the product. I mean, the service. They usually do it because they have to, but they would rather not. Same thing with chiropractors, lawyers selling legal services, veterinarians, mechanics are the same way. So, this is what you always need to keep in mind about your prospects for buying services. Since services are intangible and visible, you're really just selling a promise that you'll do something to deliver results, right? So this is why it gets very uh, scary for your potential customers. So most people are afraid to buy services. They've had some experience in the past of, with failures and, for example, bad experiences. So they're carrying a lot of baggage. And you need to be very empathetic about this. You need to be understanding instead of taking it personally. So most people are considered innocent until proven guilty. Not us, not service providers. We are considered guilty until proven innocent. So you have to be mindful of this when you're creating marketing campaigns. You need to have empathy and understanding. In a saturated market, your prospects have too many choices of the same services. If they want to choose you among many choices, so how can they do it when they can't tell you apart from other service vendors, right? Confused prospects don't buy. If you fail to stand out, this will keep you from getting more clients because you end up being well hidden from your prospects. So this is what I mean by that. If you saw the movie E.T. or the extraterrestrial, there was a scene there where the kids were trying to hide E.T. from their parents, and what they did was they put him among their toys. I didn't want to get hit with any copyright violation, so I just used a bear here. So if you're looking at a group of bears, it's very hard to select a bear that you want, right? That bear is pretty much well hidden. So here's a problem. Your prospects are looking for your services online. If they can't find you, they can't buy what you're selling. So they end up going to your competitors instead of working with you. If you're failing to stand out, it makes it hard for your prospects to find you. So the the fact that you may also be similar to many other services makes it even harder, right? How can they do it? How can they do it when they can't tell you apart from all the others? So that's why you have to have a strategy for standing out. Okay? Before we get into that, I just want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I pretty much focus on strategies that can help you increase your leads, your sales, and profits. I've been marketing. I've been a marketing strategist since 2010 for big brands and small businesses. So the things that I share with you in my videos are marketing hacks and shortcuts that I've used over the years. Okay, and if I've given you some value in this video, please hit the like button also. So how are you going to do this? How are you going to stand out from the crowd? So let me show you a strategy that once you learn this, you are going to be so ahead of the game. It's an unfair advantage over your competitors. All right, you can use education-based marketing. This is the most ethical way to connect with your prospects, and it's also slime free. So what I mean by that, a lot of people are uncomfortable about being, doing something high pressure, doing something manipulative, myself included. So, you know, so this keeps them from being aggressive in terms of their marketing. But if you're just helping your potential customers, you can be pretty aggressive in helping them, right? So your marketing is going to be much more powerful. So you can use what I call KLT, educational content, to connect with your prospects. And KLT is know, like, trust. When you're using this content, you give your prospects put a chance to get to know you, maybe like you, and build trust. And you can use free consultations, you can use articles, you can use videos, you can use checklists, templates, virtual events, things like that. And so you're basically providing high value in advance before they make a decision about buying anything from you. You can build trust, you can build credibility and authority. All right, let me give you some examples. Okay. Actually, before I give you an example, let me just tell you, because some people complain about this. It's not worth their time to be doing this. That's crazy. So when you're doing this, when you're providing high value in advance, you're connecting with your potential customers. And if they buy from you, that's fast ROI. That's return on investment of your time and whatever effort you've done, right? But there's also delayed ROI. What I mean is that once they buy, they're probably going to keep buying from you, and on top of that, they may refer you to others, to so that they can also buy from you. And let's say they don't buy right away. Some people, even when they don't buy, they can refer you to others while they're still waiting to buy from you. Okay, so the this educational content are sales and profit multipliers. And when you have happy prospects and happy customers, they will be happy to refer you to others. All right, now let me give you some examples of the educational content I was talking about. You can give free consultation or in-home estimates. So free consultations are usually done by lawyers, surgeons, or just anybody providing some of services that's gonna be involved. For example, a lawsuit is involved, as a surgical procedure is involved. So you usually meet with your potential patients. In-home estimates are usually done by home service providers. For example, they're gonna do some carpeting, they're gonna do some painting, for example, and they give you an estimate of how much the cost will be and answer your questions also. You can also offer free videos like what I'm doing with you. I'm giving you a free value. And of course, I also offer other videos and also courses and coaching. But, whether you take action or not, I'm showing you my skills, my capabilities. Okay. You can do this with workshops, which are a bit longer, or seminars. You can do that in your local community or online. So you can do webinars and other virtual events. And usually, if you're doing virtual events, you only need to do one good one effective one for every niche market, and you can keep reusing that. Okay. So, in terms of answering questions, you can do that by phone, by Zoom, another virtual communication tool. The most important thing is for you to have an actual interaction with your potential customers. And doing this by phone instead of by text really gives that, the more senses you can use, the better. Okay, better potential for connection. If you're going to be offering free consumer guides, like for example, PDF and ebooks and other educational content, like for example, checklists, templates, and those are common, what they call um, lead magnets. But you can just think of them as consumer guides or free educational content. Okay, but if you're gonna do that, make sure that you include your name, your contact information, phone, your email, your website, if you want to do that, just so that if they're ready to buy or if they want to refer you to others, they can give that information. And I've gotten this from people, actually, and I've taken action. So this is very useful. Some people will actually save the materials you give to them for months or years. Okay, so don't assume that this stuff doesn't work. Your high value content for free can offer your prospect a unique experience that only you can provide. And by providing this unique experience, you put yourself in a category of one. Okay, so let me just explain why this is so important. Putting yourself in the category of one differentiates you from all your competitors in the market. Okay. And this is not something they can copy. This means that when you're in a category of one, no other expert is in the same category as your brand. This is even better than what people try to achieve, which is called the top of mind. Category of one is that you're the only member in that category, whereas top of mind is you're one of the possible potential choices for them if they decide to take action and buy your service. Okay, so category of one is much better. Category of one is the holy grail of marketing. When you put yourself in a category of one, that means that you're the only one considered, you're the obvious choice, you're the only option. Putting yourself in a category of one gives you an unfair advantage over your competitors. Think about it. When your potential clients are trying to decide to hire you, your competitors become irrelevant to them because they don't know. Your prospects don't know them, and even if they come across your competitors, they're very unlikely to trust them. Okay, you have that advantage. And just so you know, a lot of people assume that um buyers are shopping for a long while and talking so many service providers. That's not actually the case. That's not what the studies show. Most of the time, they'll stop with the first one. If they like you, if they trust you, they're gonna decide to buy from you. Some people will actually go talk to another person or maybe a third one, but most people will just stop at once. So this is very important. You want to be able to, just lock that in and connect with your potential buyer. So you can see that this creates an unfair advantage for you, and you can become irresistible to your ideal clients. So again, how do you differentiate yourself and stand out from the crowd? You need to create a unique experience that can put you in a category of one. This is the simplest way. The simplest way to do this, rather, is to create the high value lead magnet or client attraction content for your prospects. So, differentiation involves creating a perception in the minds of your prospects and clients. Perception is grounded in experience. So, in order to stand out positively and distinctly in their minds, you need to manage their experience of you and your services. And you can influence this. You can reverse engineer this perception. If you want your prospect to think of you as someone with the knowledge, the skills, and capability to meet their needs, you need to establish this perception in their minds before they even become your clients. And so I don't want you to get stuck with the reverse engineering stuff. This is really very simple. So let me share a story with you. That way you can see that this is not hard to do. When I was about 5 years old, I used to play in my mom's garden, and I loved seeing butterflies there. And my mom noticed that I was very happy to see butterflies. So she reverse engineered this. So what did she do? All right, she did some research to figure out which plants would attract butterflies, and she planted those plants. And so the end result, a couple of months later, we had a lot more butterflies in her garden because of the fact that she figured out what she needed to do to get the end result. More butterflies, reverse engineer this process by doing some research about it, and she planted the type of plants that attracted butterflies. And you can do the same thing for your service. Okay, so let's go back to that slide. So you can do the same thing to influence your potential clients. So let me say, so for example, if you are, let's do legal services because they're usually the toughest. So you're a lawyer. A lot of lay people have some misconceptions about lawyers. So you want to make a decision about how you want to present yourself when you're doing this consultation. If just make a decision. You want to be sound kind, not obnoxious. You want to sound patient, because it's not just that person that you're talking to who can be a potential client. That person knows a lot of other people, family, friends, neighbors, contacts on social media. So your investment of time, just basically helping that one person, can basically multiply your sales and profits in the future. Okay, so think about what is the end result that you want. What kind of perception do you want them to have of you? So you can basically reverse engineer this. For example, even creating this video, I had to make a decision, like, what is it that I want to teach you? And so I make that decision early on, before I even create the script for the video. Okay, I already have a specific thing in mind. And as a matter of fact, I will create the thumbnail. I'm a newbie, by the way, but I learned this stuff from other YouTubers. So I create a thumbnail so that I already have an idea of what is the end result that I want to have. Okay, and another thing that can guide you, for example, if you're doing this, what kind of comments or testimonials do you want to get from your customers once they buy from you, or what kind of reviews? Okay, so that can help guide you. Okay, so you can influence this process when you create your attraction content or lead magnet for your prospect. As I've given you, just the example when I create videos, you can do the same thing when you're doing your virtual events, or just, have a plan when you're creating content for, like, let's say, before you talk to your prospects. Okay, so when you watch your videos or virtual workshops, for example, they can experience how you teach and answer questions. They can get an idea of how knowledgeable you are and how you present your ideas. So, this is very important. So, when prospects ask themselves, well, what would it be like to hire you and work with you? Well, they don't have to guess. They don't have to imagine it. If they watch your high value video and other content, other virtual events, they know this. They've interacted with you. They would already know what it's going to be like to work with you. Okay? And um so this is why it gives you um an unfair advantage over your competitors, right? They haven't interacted with your prospect. So, but your prospect is much more likely to buy from you because they've gotten to know you, they've gotten to probably like you, they trust you. So they don't have a shot. They're irrelevant, okay? So let's talk about differentiation. Here's what most people don't understand about differentiation. You're not differentiating your actual service. Like what I gave you an example earlier about dentists, for example, trying to differentiate their service, their dental services. All service providers do that. No, that's wrong. You want to differentiate the unique experience of working specifically with you. That's what you can control, and that's what's unique. I'm unique, you're unique, we're all unique, right? So that's actually pretty easy to do. So while your competitors are trying to differentiate their services, you're going to just differentiate by being yourself. Okay? So what's going to stand out is the in the prospect's mind is you. The relationship is with you. There's only one you. If you're the right match for your prospect, he or she will recognize it and hire you. So, how do you stand out from the crowd and attract more clients? By providing a unique experience that can put you in a category of one. This means that when your particular service is needed, you're the only one considered, you're the obvious choice, you're the only option. So the secret sauce for standing out from the crowd and staying ahead of your competition, well, it's you. There's only one like you. You have superpowers based on your unique personality, your knowledge, your skills, your experiences, and your background. So you will be the right match for your ideal clients and they will be attracted to you. So this is really what I like about this strategy. You can be your authentic self and then use your superpowers to help your clients or your prospects actually. So, this is easy to do, right? You're not really pressuring anyone, you're not being manipulative, you're just being as selfless as much as you can. All right, so the next video I suggest that you watch because you need to once you're doing this in your marketing campaigns, you need to amplify your your marketing so that you get multiple exposure with multiple people. All right, and the best way to do this is to use an automated marketing campaign. This is the best way to get predictable lead sales and profits repeatedly on autopilot. Okay, so click the link click the link for the next video, and thank you for watching this video.